Hi, everybody. Welcome to this virtual information session. My name is Michael Weiss. I'm the Director of Military Programs here today, and I've been joined with Pat Greene, who is the Director of Financial Aid and also the VA certifying official for USCB. And today we're going to talk about a little bit, talk towards the veteran and military community that includes active duty, also the family members of active duty service members and veterans in this session. So I'm going to start a little bit and tell you a little bit about USCB. If you have any questions overall after watching this session, you can reach out to us via email, and here's the contact information for both myself and Pat Greene. I'm more in an admissions role, and Pat is in more of a financial aid role and as a certifying official for USCB. But our information is right there on the screen. Few facts about USCB. We have a lot of history within our organization. It dates back to the late 1700s. We opened as Buford College, and we became part of the USC system in 1959. We were a two-year institution between the 1700s and 1959, all the way up through 2004, where we opened up the Bluffton campus. And at that time, we turned into a four-year institution. We have multiple different locations where I will get, and I'll get into that here shortly, but I wanted to keep on going a little bit more with some more facts. We are a small institution. So if you're looking for a big college experience or a large college experience, this is not the place for you. We are a small university, which is wonderful when you want to have more of a intimate relationship with staff, faculty, and fellow students and whatnot. We really are able to learn in a different way in a small institution. We have 1,000 students living on campus. That does include some veterans as well. Some veterans do live on the campus in the dorms. This slide is incorrect. We're now at 15 to student to faculty ratio, 15 to 1. So that means they're small classes. If you are in certain programs, that even can be smaller. You could find yourself in a class with maybe 7 to 10 students. We have over 40 plus organizations that you can join and be a part of. That does include a Sand Shark Veterans Organization specifically for the military community. And if you want to play on an athletic team, veterans are definitely welcome to do that. And we do have a veteran on our golf team currently. Navy veteran, by the way, that's on the golf team. So a little bit about our campuses. I told you that we have multiple different locations. We are one university with 3 different locations. That includes the Buford campus, the Bluffton campus, and the Hilton Head campus. Each campus has its own unique programs and programming and whatnot, so I will kind of go through that as well. The Bluffton campus is considered the main campus and has most of the administration offices, multiple residence halls, campus center, 3 different places to eat, recreation center to include gym. I know a lot of military folks and military members in general like to work out. We have our gym on campus. The Buford campus is located in the heart of downtown Buford. It has 4 residence halls. It has a small eatery for you to eat at. The Buford campus has specific programs, and one of those programs is the visual arts. So if you're interested in visual arts, you would spend your time on the Buford campus and do your visual arts classes there. And it's also, the Buford College is also home of the honors programs. And the honors programs include biology, nursing, and honors is open to all majors, but the cohort models of the honors programs are biology and nursing, and that's typically for traditional students right out of high school going into a biology and honors nursing. If you are very much able to join as a veteran into the honors programs if you so desire, but you would just have to submit that on the application saying that you're interested in the honors. And also on the Beaufort campus, we have the history, marine biology, and again, the visual arts program, specifically on the Beaufort campus. Now on the Hilton Head campus, that campus is designed for the hospitality management majors that are in their junior and senior year. It's non-residential, so you would like go to classes uh, on the Hilton Head campus, but live either out in town or on the Bluffton campus or even the Beaufort campus. You can go to school at any of the campuses you so desire, as in any of the classes that if there's classes open on any of the campuses, you're able to go to them if they're open to you, if that makes sense. We have multiple different majors to choose from here at USCB. And as you can see by the screen, we have, you name it, we have it. So if you're interested in history or psychology or human services, we have those programs. And then we also have pre-professional programs as well that you can tack onto, like if you're a biology major and you want to get into dental, we have that, or pharmaceutical, medical, stuff like that, even vet. You can tack on a minor if you so desire. So if you're studying business and you want to kind of dive into psychology, well, that's what a minor is for. You can pick a minor, and then you will be taking up to 18 credits in that specific field within that minor to augment your bachelor's degree. We have multiple resources to make you successful as a student, and some of it is applicable to veterans and active duty service folks, and some of it is not. It depends on what you need, like campus housing. If you're married and you're living out in town, well, you don't need campus housing. Student programming is just that. If you are living on campus and you're looking for something to do, they really work hard to try to find things for you to do while living in housing. And again, some veterans do, and they do take part of the programming, which includes like the Haunted Forest and movie nights and stuff like that. It's all there for you. Clubs and organizations, we already discussed a little bit the Sandshark Veterans, but get out of your comfort zone, dive into the poetry club or whatever. I mean, there's so many different clubs to pick from. Dive into it and expand your horizons per se. And if there's a club that isn't out there, isn't in existence, well, grab you and a few friends and create that club, and you will have the support of the university doing so. And campus recreation, the gym and basketball court and all that stuff is there for you to use, and it's wonderful. We're currently in the NAIA Sun Conference for athletics. And again, with questions, I would like you to reach out to either myself or Pat when it comes to all things, particularly for admissions and veterans and active duty service folks. But we also have this information here. If you need general admissions questions answered, you could reach out via these phone numbers and emails as well to help answer any questions. So the admissions process, I get a lot of veterans and military folks ask me, well, how do I become a student at USCB? So this is wrong, and I apologize. My PowerPoint was messed up. The first thing we need to do, we need to have you put in an online application. And you go to uscb.edu, and up on top, you will see a button that says apply. Click on that. And then if you are a freshman and you've never been to college before, ever, we would want to see your high school transcript. So you would reach out to your high schools and high school and request your official transcript to be sent to us. We also are looking at ACTs and SATs as well. Right at this second, because of COVID, we have waived this. So we are not currently looking at SATs or ACT scores. If you do have an SAT or ACT and you would like to submit it, please do. We will take it into consideration for acceptance purposes. We are looking for freshman requirements. We're looking at a 2.0 cumulative core academic GPA. And for the ACT, we are looking at 880. And for the ACT, we're looking at 417. When we're looking at your high school transcript, we're looking at specific things that you've taken in high school, and these are the different units that we're looking for to basically make sure that you're college ready via your high school time in high school. Transfer students, a lot of veterans and active duty service folks have been to school before in one way or another. If you've ever been to school before, you are considered a transfer student. You're considered a transfer student either under 30 credits or over 30 credits. If you are over 30 credits, like you've been to local community colleges while you're in the service, this, that, and the other, or you went to the community college of the Air Force, the transcript, we want to see those transcripts. We need to see every single transcript from multiple different colleges that you've been to. And the reason why I say that, express that so much, that we need to see every single one of them, is I get a lot of questions about, hey, well, I have all my, I've been to multiple different colleges, but it's all on one transcript from my previous college. Now, we have to see all of them. So make sure you submit for all your transcripts. So as a transfer student, you would apply online, as in go to uscb.edu, click on the application, and apply just like a first-time freshman would. And then you just designate yourself a transfer student. If you're under 30 credits, which there's a lot of veterans in active duty that are too as well, they've only had a few credits, then we will need to also see your high school transcript. So we would reach out to your high school and have them send an official transcript as well. And for the admissions requirements for transfer students is 2.0 cumulative academic GPA as well. And you must be in good standing with your previous institution. So if you were suspended for a reason, we would need to see some details on that before acceptance. So now we're going to talk a little bit about how much we cost here at USCB. The total cost of attendance for in-state is $21,360. Out-of-state is $32,406. So with this, most veterans can come to us and be considered in-state, and that's through your VA benefits. And that's something you would have to contact myself or specifically Pat about, what are you an in-state student or not? Most active duty, as long as you are stationed within South Carolina, are considered in-state, and you would provide a copy of your orders once you've been through the admissions process. We need to then identify you and get you in-state residency, and we do that through your orders. We also have a tuition discount for active duty service folks and active reservists and National Guard for $250 per credit hour, and that's specifically for active duty, active reserves, and National Guard. And that you have to provide proof that you are active duty, active reserve, or whatnot. You do that through me, and through so just reach out to me when it comes to that part of it. And that is after you've been accepted. We would go through that process to make sure that we get you the appropriate rate. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about a few more next steps. I'm going to turn it over to Pat, and Pat will then talk kind of about the VA stuff. Again, to apply to USCB, go to uscb.edu, and then you can type in /apply, and it will bring you right to the page. And the waiver code that I would like you to use to waive the $40 application fee is MIL21, MIL21. Use that code, and that at the end of the application will ask you, do you have some kind of code to waive that $40 application fee? Use that code, and you will not then need to pay the $40 application fee. I would implore you to watch a virtual campus tour, and you can get to the virtual campus tour at the homepage of our website at uscb.edu, and that's a really good tour to take to get a good look at our school and all three campuses. I feel that it does a good job doing that. We do have admissions events throughout the year. Some are in person, some are virtual. We're doing tours of the campus now. Even through the COVID times, and that's one of the reasons why we're doing all these virtual events is because of COVID. I should have started out with that, but and that's not new news in the United States for sure. So, but we are doing live events now where we're having people come on campus. So you just go to the front page of uscb.edu and locate the tab where it says events and go for that. complete the FAFSA. Even if you're getting VA benefits, I suggest that you complete the FAFSA, and Pat probably will go into a little bit about that. If you need housing, you apply for housing, pay your enrollment deposit. If it's in the fall semester, spring semester, there is no enrollment deposit to be paid. And then register for an orientation, whatnot. So now I'm going to turn it over to Pat and let her continue talking about some VA benefits.
All right, thank you, Michael. Hi again. Hello, my name is Pat Greene, and I'm the Financial Aid VA Director here at the university. And welcome to this part of our VA education benefits. Give me a second to share my screen. Okay, there we go. So this is our VA education benefits session. And we're going to talk about the various VA education benefits that are available for eligible students. We'll talk about the Montgomery GI Bill for active duty, Chapter 30. We'll talk about the Veteran Readiness and Employment VR&E program under Chapter 30. We'll talk about post 9/11 GI Bill under Chapter 33. And also there's a transfer of entitlement component with that. We'll discuss the Dependents Educational Assistance Program, DEA, or Chapter 35. Then there's also the Montgomery GI Bill for Selected Reserve under Chapter 1606. We'll begin with Chapter 30, or the Montgomery GI Bill for active duty, wherein eligibility is based on your active military service. Students can receive up to 36 months of entitlement. Benefits is payable up to 10 years after you're released from active duty. There's also a buy-up program attached to this one, or a kicker, wherein you can purchase additional benefits. And I think it is tiered, so you can purchase up to $600 dollars of the buy-up program. You can use this particular program while on active duty, and there's a monthly stipend that's paid to the student. Now, effective October 1st, these are the payment rates based on your enrollment or your training time. Know that with this particular program, that tuition and fees are not paid up front. So you would be responsible for the tuition and fees, or unless you're using financial aid or some other source of aid, and VA would just be paying you a monthly stipend. The second program we'll talk about is a Veteran Readiness and Employment, or VRE, under Chapter 31. And this employment-focused program provides educational benefits that are focused on re-entering the workforce or overcoming disabilities. So you would need to be honorably discharged or have a discharge other than dishonorable, have a VA service-connected disability rating of about 10% or more. Your basic period of eligibility would end 12 years from the date that you were separated from active duty, or you receive your first VA service-connected disability rating. Students that are eligible for this particular program can apply through eBenefits, and many students now, military and veterans, are applying for the eBenefits portal. Are a lot of information there for you regarding education benefits, health benefits, your personal information. So we encourage students to sign up for eBenefits, and you can apply for this particular program through eBenefits as well. It may take up to 6 months to be approved. There is, in addition to the application process, there's also a screening process, and you're meeting with VA counselors to get that right program for you. So we encourage you to start early if you're looking at applying for this particular benefit. The Chapter 31 benefits will pay the school direct for your tuition and basic fees. Now, what's not considered a basic fee would be your meal plans. The institution does have a mandatory meal plan, but VA does not cover that. There is an exception or exemption form available for veterans so that they can be exempted from the meal plan if they do not want to use that meal plan. VA will also pay for your books and for your supplies. So you could actually charge your books and supplies at the university bookstore if you'd like. And these veterans will also receive a monthly stipend as well. The next benefit is post 9/11 GI Bill benefits, or Chapter 33. And those that served at least 90 days on active duty on or after September 11 or 9/11 are eligible, or if you received a Purple Heart on or after 9/11 and were honorably discharged. If you served at least 30 continuous days on or after 9/11 and were discharged with an honorable discharge and with a service-connected disability. And even dependents, your dependents, if you transfer the benefits to your dependents, may be eligible to receive these benefits as well. Now, the military member can transfer those benefits to their dependent spouses and children, and you must do it while you're on active duty, and you need to have served at least 6 years already and agreed to do at least 4 more years, or served at least 10 years and you're prohibited from doing or serving the 4. But in any event, you want to make sure that if you're considering transferring these benefits, you want to do it while you're still on active duty. So when you request the transfer of benefits, that transfer request goes through the Department of Defense, or the DoD, and they determine whether or not you're eligible to transfer those benefits to your dependents. And you can transfer up to 36 months of those benefits. The children or dependent must use the benefits before 26 years of age. The benefits are the payments that are received. These students are eligible for tuition and basic fees, which would be paid directly to the school. And again, the same thing here with the basic fee. So the institution charges a mandatory meal plan. However, if you're a veteran, there is an exemption form that you can complete to be exempted from the meal plan if you wish not to participate. Now, that's just for the veteran only. So dependents would still be required, if that mandatory meal plan is for students that are full-time. So if your dependent spouse or child, you would be required to pay for that mandatory meal plan. But VA does not cover that. There's also a yellow ribbon program through Chapter 33 benefits, and that payment also comes to the school. The yellow ribbon program, though, is strictly for non-resident students that are eligible for 100% of the benefits. So the post 9/11 benefit will cover in-state tuition only. However, if a student is not eligible for in-state tuition, and they're eligible for 100% of the benefit, and as long as they're not on active duty or anything, they can apply for or be considered for the yellow ribbon program. And this would include also dependents, except for the spouse. So the spouse would not be considered eligible for the yellow ribbon program, especially if the person is on active duty. This benefit also pays for books and supplies. Post 9/11 benefits gives $1,000 for the academic year. They do pay based on the number of credit hours that you have or that you're taking. So it equates to about $41.67 per credit hour. Again, you get up to $1,000 for the academic year. And in an academic year, that could be fall, spring, and summer. This particular benefit also pays a housing allowance, and those payments go directly to the students. As though I don't think I said the book and supply stipend as well goes directly to the student. And the housing stipend currently for our area is $1,667. Payments are determined by VA, and it's based on what you're eligible to receive. So depending on the length of time that you serve, you may be eligible for 100% of the benefits, 90% of the benefits, 80, 50, so on and so forth. But VA will determine that information, and when you apply, VA is going to let you know that when you receive your certificate of eligibility. They'll let you know the rating in which you are eligible and how much you're eligible to receive. Next, the Dependents Educational Assistance Program, or the DEA program, or Chapter 35, is a program that offers education and training to eligible dependents of veterans who were permanently or totally disabled due to a service-related condition, or if the veteran died while on active duty as a result of a service-connected condition. Effective August 1 of 2018, the entitlement went from 45 months to 36 months of benefits that are paid to students. Dependent students have, the spouses have 10 years of eligibility. The children have 8 years of eligibility, and as long as they use it before they turn 26. The payment rates for the Dependents Education Assistance Program, now know that it differs from the other programs in that there is no upfront tuition and fee payment. This particular benefit only pays a stipend. So this is a federal benefit that will only pay a stipend directly to the student, and it is based on your training time, as you see here on the screen. And these rates were effective October 1st of 2020, and each year October 1st is when the new rates become available. So these payments are based on your training time, and it goes directly to the student. There is no upfront tuition and fee payment or book stipend as the other programs had that I mentioned in the other screens or on the other slides. Lastly, the Montgomery GI Bill Selected Reserve, or Chapter 1606, is the last federal VA education benefit that we'll discuss today. And students are eligible for up to 36 months of eligibility if they were in Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard Reserve, Army National Guard, or Air National Guard. They must have served a 6-year obligation or agree to do 6 years in Selected Reserve, or an officer in Selected Reserve, and you agree to do 6 years in addition to your initial service obligation. The payment rates here are for the Select Reserves are again based on your enrollment and your training period. For this particular program as well, the federal government does not pay upfront for tuition and basic fees. So the student would be paying with other sources of aid or out of pocket because this particular aid does not provide upfront funding for tuition and fees. Now, to apply for the federal VA education benefits, you could do it at va.gov or apply for eBenefits. Again, I emphasize that that is a wonderful portal, and we encourage our veterans to utilize it. It has a lot of information that you'll need there, and you can apply for your benefits there and get your certificate of eligibility once you have applied. So once you've applied for your benefits, VA is going to send you a certificate of eligibility, which will tell you what you're entitled to And that's what you would actually submit to the school that you plan to attend. The Chapter 31 are the Veterans Employment Readiness Program. You would actually receive an authorization from your counselor. So it's still an authorization for you to utilize your benefits, but it's going to come in a little different shape or form than the other benefit programs that I spoke about. Now, I can only assist you with, processing here as far as submitting necessary information to VA. I can't really see or determine which benefit you're going to be eligible for based on your length of service, because we don't have connections to our portal or database information that VA has or the Department of Defense. So if you have questions specifically about whether or not you qualify for the benefits, we do have the number here on this slide where you can call VA Direct, toll free, to ask those eligibility questions that you may have. Now, the state of South Carolina has a free tuition program for children of certain South Carolina war veterans. And children of some disabled, deceased, or honored veterans may be eligible to apply for free tuition at state schools. Now, if the child is 26 years or younger, and the child is a dependent of a veteran who was honorably discharged and meets one of the following criteria: either was found 100% disabled by the Department of VA, died during military service, died of a service-connected disability, was a prisoner of war, or is missing in action, was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor, or received a Purple Heart. So if one of these criteria is met, the dependent child could be eligible for free tuition at the university. And in order to apply, to determine if you are eligible, you would need to apply. And that application goes through to the state governor's office for processing. And once processed, they will determine if a student is eligible for this particular waiver. You students, if you're in high school, you would need to be, it's after you graduate high school that you would need to actually apply. So you would need to have graduated high school in order to apply. So as soon as you graduate high school, you can begin applying for this particular benefit through the state of South Carolina. Now, in order to use your VA education benefits here at the university, again, you first must apply for your benefits, and you would do that through the Veterans Affairs Administration. And again, you can do that at va.gov or sign up for e-benefits, and you can apply through e-benefits. Once you've been approved for your benefits, you want to submit your certificate of eligibility to our office so that we can start your file for you. If you're doing this well in advance, you're going to receive your certificate of eligibility in about 30 to 45 days processing time. If not, in some cases, the students that are eligible or have signed up for e-benefits, in some cases, they receive their certificate of eligibility online faster than they do by mail. So that's why we encourage you again to sign up for e-benefits. But once we receive your information, we'll start a file for you. We do have some in-house forms that you'll need to complete. One of those forms is called a Statement of Understanding, and it just gives you some basic responsibilities, information that you need to be aware of when you're using your benefits here at the university. That's a one-time form that you would complete. You would also need to complete our VA certification form, and you would complete this form every semester that you want to use your benefits. We can't automatically certify you for your benefits without your authorization. So this form gives us authorization to certify you for your benefits so that you can receive your monthly stipends and that you can receive your book stipend if you qualify for that. So the important thing here is to start the benefits as soon as possible. For Chapter 31, I'll say again that the application process will be longer because there's more, it entails a lot more than the other programs. So we say maybe, 6 months. However, once you've been approved, your VA counselor, education counselor, would then notify us of your eligibility, and they would send that authorization to us on your behalf. Now, these are all of the VA education programs and benefits that are available to students when they start the university. We do encourage students to apply for federal financial aid as well. I don't have a slide or information about it, but we do have recordings on our website about applying for the FAFSA, or the free application for federal student aid. So we encourage you to check out the other recordings that we have regarding federal financial aid, because you can potentially receive both VA education benefits as well as federal financial aid. And we do encourage you to do that to assist you with your educational costs. And this is our contact information. So whether it's for VA information or for financial aid, please reach out to us. We are here to help you, and thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Pat. That was awesome. So I'm going to share my screen once again and go back to just how to get in contact with Pat and I. You saw her screen there. And then here's, again, if you have any questions, here's our contact information. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I feel that we're more than available to help everybody as the questions come in. So please don't hesitate to ask any and all questions, and we will assist you as best we can. And that concludes our informational session today. And I, again, thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful rest of your day.